Let's go further. The Istanjil is the book of salvation. This is the book of prophecy, the living prophecy. Okay? Prophecy will continue to fulfill itself until we get it right.
Right, that's right.
Prophecy doesn't have to fulfill itself. We can actually change some of the behaviors that we have had, and you can actually change prophecy. That's a whole nother sermon. Let's start at verse 43, my sister.
Verse 43. Know for a surety that all shall be brought to Ma'at in the latter day. Humanity, but embraces true faith. Surely Anere does send messengers, guides, and teachers down to every nation of people who reside on our earth.
So that's important. The Most High Heavenly One has sent a guide, has sent a messenger to all people and teachers
That's right.
on earth. So I don't need you to give me one image of one person and tell me that one image and that one person was sent to all people.
Thank you.
Because that is not how the Most High operates. The Most High in nature will not send a hyena to save lions. And won't send a lion to save hyenas. You understand?
Yes.
A lion will be protecting the lions. A hyena would be protecting the hyenas. But somehow, some way, somewhere, we have been taught that our oppressors, the Greco-Romans, the Canaanites, these 11 plus 1 sons of Canaan, after all the devilishment, they've recorded it now. We didn't even have we couldn't read, we couldn't write, we couldn't talk. These people was recording their own devilishment. How do we know that they got reparations after our emancipation? Because they recorded it.
That's right. They said so.
You understand? How do we know that the sun never set on the British Empire? Because they recorded it. Now, these are people who put you in slavery and then give themselves an award for stopping slavery. Oh, William Wilberforce, Queen Victoria, irresponsible for slavery. You started it!
That's right. And profited from it.
You know, like.
But I didn't stop it.
Yeah, but I stopped it. You know? Stop. Right? But I pulled out the knife. Give me an award for pulling out the knife. No, you stopped me.
But I pulled it out.
But I pulled it out. This is the logic.
Did you die?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, you didn't die.
That's right.
You got a free ride to the hospital.
That's right.
But like, without me, you wouldn't have a free ride.
That's right.
This is how they think, and this is how they operate, and this is how they do the devilishment in all indigenous regions of this country. How do we know that the European came into North America, met Native Americans, as they refer to them, and killed most of them? Because they recorded it.
Yes.
Huh? These same Canaanites, these same melanin recessive beings came into this land, met all the buffalo, slaughtered all the buffalo so that the people who were eating the buffalo now would have to come to them for food. How do we know that? Because they recorded it.
That's right.
This ain't us making up stuff. This stuff you can go and research.
Yes.
Huh? How do we know that they were calling diseases the hand of God? Because when these people came off of their boats, Christopher Columbus and his crew, or any of those so-called explorers, Hawkins and the rest of them, when they came into these indigenous lands, the minute they urinated in the waters or in the land of these people, and these people was used to drinking water, fresh water from the earth, they were used to eating fresh food from the earth, but these walking diseases coming off of these boats, just by merely urinating on the land, they were spreading syphilis.
Yes.
You understand? Gonorrhea. How do we know that the so-called white man gave blankets to the Indians and gave them smallpox? How do we know that? Because they recorded it. Now, these aren't saintly, godly acts, are they?
No, they're not.
In fact, they're devilish acts.
Twisted.
So this is one representation of the devil. Those who would do these things to the indigenous people. We're just talking about what they recorded. You understand? In America today, their president, Joe Biden, he mentioned the fact that one of the greatest concerns or one of the greatest threats with regard to their internal terrorism was the fact that white men are shooting up the place. White men are the terrorists. Their records show that white men are the rapists.
Yeah.
Don't mean that that's the only devil. You understand? But when we go to the scriptures and when we start to see who Yahshua was calling the devil, because he was talking to some so-called Jews, but these were not the original tribe of Judah.
That's
or
right.
Iuta.
That's right.
And what do we mean by that? Let's go to the Barashif and then we can come back to the Estanjil. The introduction to the 12th scroll, page 177, is where it begins. And we want to read this because this talks about a group of people. All right, so we're going to go back and forth between the Barashif and the Estanjil, because the Estanjil is going to touch on this as well. So let's start in the Barashif. What does it say on page 177 in the beginning of scroll 12?
The introduction to scroll 12.
Mm-hmm.
What many members of humanity fail to realize is that there is a Hindu influence on monotheistic religion.
Stop. There is a Hindu influence on monotheistic religion. Now let's go back to the Estanjil. Continue reading where you were reading from, my
Yes.
sister. Mm-hmm.
Surely An-Nere does send messengers, guides, and teachers down to every nation of people who reside on our earth, by which to warn humanity of pending calamities, which go unprepared for due to following the ways of Isfat.
So the ways of Isfat, this Isfat, this disorderly chaos. Right? We're following disorderly chaos. We're following their media. We're following their advice. We're following their plans and then trying to figure out why we can't get it together.
Yes.
Let's continue.
Thereby, O humanity, know you this. If those members of humanity, especially of the Nubian Melanonite family residing in parts of India and around the sphere that is Tar Earth, continue to call on the spirit forces of the land of Hind, such as Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, and turn not back to the true faith of Atonism, their progeny shall be left at the mercy of the spirit forces of chaos.
Stop right there. So we just learned in the Barashif that there is a Hindu influence on monotheistic religion.
Yes, sir.
And then the book of prophecy is saying that those who are in India as well as those who are around the planet. Now, why would they mention people in India? Because you say, well, that's their religion. They got Africans in India.
Yep.
That's right.
Like they have them all over the planet in the diaspora.
Yes.
You understand? And we're being warned to put down this Hindu influence. Now some people will say, but I ain't into Hinduism. I'm a Christian. Yeah, but you don't understand that there's a Hindu influence on monotheistic religions.
That's right.
So that's Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Yes.
All right? So let's go back to the Barashif. What does it say? How does this whole reality play out?
And this influence has been spread by way of the Brahmins, who are people who also had nomadic, wandering or crossing ways, being of a stock of Haribu, falsely called also Hebrews.
So these Brahmins, all right, these nomads, these wanderers, these Haribu, these Hebrews, see the original Hebrews or the original wanderers or the original people who were crossing back and forth in their land were called the Brahmins. That's important. Yes? What does it say? Thus the Brahmin group what?
Thus the Brahmin group are globally seen as the fathers of all mythological systems.
So the Brahmins, so when people start saying religion ain't nothing but myths, and religion ain't nothing but this, and religion ain't nothing but that, let's be clear about where the mythological systems are coming from. They're coming from this Brahmin group. Out of the land of Hind, which is why the monotheistic religions have a Hindu influence. So you're not going to escape it by saying, well, I ain't going over there like that Hindu ashram on PI. I don't go there. But guess what? No matter which one of these monotheistic religions you following, that Hindu ashram, that influence on you.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
And we're being very careful with how we say what we're saying because we're making it very plain. We're talking about the Aryan Hindu. We're not saying all Hindus. We're talking about those who rained down out of the Caucasus Mountains into those lands and began to oppress the darker people. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
You understand? So these mythological systems, all right, is started by the Brahmin group. So thus the Brahmin group were globally seen as what?
As fathers of all mythological systems, where they were always in hierarchy, such as in the case of the Jews of India.
They got these Jews of India. You understand? That's important because we sang a song and sometimes still sing a song. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had father, and I am one of them, and so are you, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And so like, I'm just going back to preschool this
Yes.
time, right? But these Father Abraham, when you were singing Father Abraham, you were singing Brahmin. You were singing Father Brahmin.
Wow.
You understand? Without you even knowing that you were doing that. And this is the same group that this serpent, this beast, this devil, this Nakash, who's in the garden, who is attacking the priests and the priestesses, who is attacking the Zakar and the Nekeba group in order to take over the Akhid-Aten, in order to take over the continent of Africa, in order to take over the peoples and the resources of Africa. He's from this group.
Yes.
This is the devil that was in the garden with those priestesses and priests called Zakar and Nekeba. Because when they say Adam and Eve, don't be mistaken by what the King James Version has taught you. The Zakar group and the Nekeba group, they were being trained as priests and priestesses.
Yes.
That's the priests and priestesses they were going after. You understand? So there were these Jews of India who were the hierarchy, and they were of the Brahmin group. What does it continue to say?
This was able to be done by the Indo-Aryan priests called Brahmins.
So now we're talking about how the Hindu influence came to be on monotheistic religions. How did it happen? This was able to be done by?
This is able to be done by the Indo-Aryan priests called Brahmins and their Canaanite students who were able to culturally diffuse.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down. The word Brahmins, it says here, it means what?
Fathers of many Hindu nations.
I am one of them. That's not me. Thought you was one of them. Maybe you, but not me.
That's right.
You understand? These Brahmins, these are the fathers of many Hindu nations. And who else?
And their Canaanite students.
The Canaanite. The Canaanite is mentioned in the book of Genesis chapter 10. And this word Canaan is originally, his name is called Labana, the milky white one. Okay, because again, this melanin recessive reality is what the scriptures in Leviticus 13 and 14 is talking about. But this Canaanites were the students of the Brahmins. That's important. So the Canaanites, so the Indo-Aryan priests called Brahmins and their Canaanite students who were able to do what?
Who were able to culturally diffuse their teachings and worship of Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu into all others by disguising it as the Yiddish names Avram, Isaac, and Jacob.
Stop, man. Stop. That sounds too familiar to me, man. You mean to tell me the Abraham who I think I worshiping or we have given respect to, I following this Abraham, but I ain't really following Abraham?
Nope.
I really following Brahma?
And Avram.
And Avram and Isaac and Jacob, because they are culturally diffusing Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu into all monotheistic religions. We're not saying that there isn't a real Abraham or a real Isaac or a real Jacob. We're going to get to that in a second. But somebody made sure that as you call on these names and as you live your life and as you worship the way they have programmed you to worship, you're giving them your energy. This is what the devil does. So you want to know what the devil is? The devil right inside your church.
Yeah.
The devil right inside your Bible.
Mm-hmm.
The devil right inside your interpretation. That's why they told you the devil is in the details.
Yes.
Told you what the devil was. The devil was recording each step along the way and saying exactly where the devil is. But we don't want to believe the devil. We don't want to accept that the devil is the devil.
That's right.
Yeah, you got a whole TV show now, Lucifer.
Yes. Yes.
You understand? It's
Yes.
cute now.
Mm-hmm.
You know? People today will brag about, oh, look at my little devil running around.
Yes.
Excuse me?
David's phone.
Yeah. You bragging about it.
Yes, the little hellion.
Yes.
Little hellions. No, they cannot play with my children. You understand? So these Yiddish names of Avram, Isaac, and Jacob, used by the Jebusite Jews, because Jebush is one of the sons of Canaan. So the Jebusite Jews, and so you learning how these people are learning about your true religious identity right here in the battle sheet from page 177 and 178. So these Jewish people, they're utilizing these names, they're culturally diffusing the Hindu doctrine into the monotheistic doctrine, with these Jebusite Jewish people, and making it do what? What did they do with the doctrine?
And make it run parallel to the Nubian Melite records concerning Zoser Ibrium.
So Zoser Ibrium, there are records concerning Zoser Ibrium that run parallel. So the Ibrium that we, as Africans, the Ibrium that was coming back to Africa to learn his true religious identity, who was leaving Ur of Chaldees, his name is Zoser Ibrium. All right? But prior to becoming initiated and receiving the Coptic rite of baptism, before he got baptized,
Yes,
he was
sir.
Zoser Ibrium. So
Yes.
this Ibrium and this Brahma, they're playing on that phonetic likeness and giving you a parallel doctrine. Yes?
Yes, sir.
They're in what?
Then he, Zoser Ibrium, was given a Tamaric name, Abraham, out of which came descendants called Yitzhak and Yahoo.
So we're, as the African true religious identity of Atonism is teaching us, their Abraham is called Brahma. You understand? So we aren't putting our energies towards Brahma. That's not what we're doing. That's what the devil wants us to do. That's what the opposer, that's what the accuser wants us to do. We're not putting our energies towards who they call Isaac.
Yes.
Our Isaac is called Yitzhak.
Yitzhak.
You understand? Our, they say Jacob is Yaakov.
Yeah.
Sounds very similar.
Yes, it does.
Sounds very similar, but it's not the same. And we better understand the subtle. They just told you it was the most subtle beast. How much more subtle can that be? You understand?
Yes, sir.
This is who the Messiah was talking about. It says, please remember what?
Please remember as you read that the Kadmonites of the Phoenician stock of Hindus received their knowledge and culture from the Tamarian ancient Africans, after which they passed it on to the Greek Jews and other 11 plus 1 sons of Canaan called Caucasians.
So this is giving you an understanding of how these Caucasians or how these Greek Jews were even taught anything about Africa. They learned it from a group of Adama called the Kadmonites of the Phoenician stock of Hindus. So these are not Aryan Hindus. You understand? And we got to make that clear, because some people are saying, well, I'm from India, or I'm a Hindu. You calling me the devil? No, we're saying that there are some groups that are the devil, just like amongst all people.
Yes.
And there are others who are of this Kadmonite of the Phoenician stock of Hindus. You understand? And so this Kadmonite of the Phoenician stock of Hindus, they were the ones who taught the Greek Jews. So the Greek Jews is who the Messiah is talking to in John chapter 8.
Yes.
Who was saying, hey, let's go to John 8 quickly. Just to make sure because remember they had this big discussion. We the children of Abraham, we never been in bondage. This is why they're saying that. Because they ain't talking about Abraham. They talking about Brahma. Right? John chapter 8, we started at verse 31. And I think around 33 is when they make that statement.
Yes.
What does it say, sis?
They answered him, We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free?
See, so we learned that the seed of Abraham was in bondage in Egypt.
Yes.
That's what they taught us. You understand? Continue reading, because the Messiah, he's going to check them on this. What did he say?
Yeshua answered them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. So you could prop yourself up as priests and priestesses. You can prop yourself up as the original Jews. You can prop yourself up as whatever you think you are, but you will not abide in the house forever. Go ahead. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed.
If you listen to the word that we teach, you can become covenant keepers. But we know the devil can't be reformed. Go ahead.
I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me.
See,
because my word hath no place in you.
So he's saying, yeah, I know you Abraham's seed, because you Brahma's seed. You understand? But if you was really Abraham's seed, you wouldn't be trying to kill me. What else to say?
I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which you have seen with your father.
So he's at this point making the distinction. You of your father Brahma.
Yes.
The Brahmins. I'm of my father Abraham. There's a difference.
Yes.
One is the Aryan Hindu, one is the Cadmonite of the Phoenician stock of Hindus. Both Hindu groups, but two different mentalities.
Yes, sir.
Two different genetic potencies. You understand? So the Messiah was checking them on what we're talking about today. He was saying to them, we know you the devil. We know you the devil. We know you that seed from Akid Aten.
That's right.
You understand? And why? Go to verse 44, just for the sake of time.
Yes,
what
verse
does he
44. Say? Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. Where he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
He's the father of lies. He was in the Akid Aten, lying to those priests and priestesses. He pretended to be the leader of the orientation group, and we'll talk about it one day for those who've never heard the realities in the original books of the Bible. But he pretended to be he lied and said he was someone that he wasn't, and he caused those young women, those new freshmen, as they call them, they just came into the university, he took them off course. You understand? Giving them alcohol the first day. That's why they call them fresh meat. You understand what I'm saying? Giving them alcohol the first day and calling it the Eucharist. You understand? So the reality then is that this devil is very much a part of the religious order. Let's finish up the Istanjil and then we'll be done.
Yes.